How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We have a lot to cover, from banks and institutions getting into crypto, new banks and institutions, trillions of dollars of AUM. We also have news from the IMF on their stance on cryptocurrencies. News just broke out on the Coinbase lawsuit as well just a few minutes ago, and it is really positive news. And a couple things to be careful of out there, including a multi-billion-dollar stablecoin that does not look good. And then also an exchange that's really well known here in the US that has some problems. And I'm not sure where this is going to go from here, but I want to tell you what's happening behind the scenes. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification so you see future videos just like this. And if you want to know what I'm buying and selling, you can check out the link to the Patreon underneath the video. Bitcoin and crypto doing pretty well here today. You look at it, and Bitcoin's still above 30,000, well above 30,000. A lot of people think we might actually break that $30,500 resistance that we saw a few days ago. And previously, when we had moved up to 31,000 a couple months ago, we got up to about 31,000 and got rejected. So this could be another breakout. And I've been talking a lot about why Bitcoin might break out here soon, and why you probably want a piece of Bitcoin for the future, but we'll have to see what it does over the weekend. Obviously, there can be pretty low volume over the weekend, which could cause Bitcoin's price to go up or down pretty drastically. Now, Bitcoin's looking good. Dominance is going up. So we're right at 51.6%, which is pretty close to the high that we've seen over the last few days. I have been pretty bullish on Bitcoin dominance for a variety of reasons, and we may see this continue to move up as we do have a couple dates approaching for exchanges that are going to be selling crypto, some altcoins specifically, and then some like Celsius, they're even going to pile that into Bitcoin. So I would not be surprised if this continued to move up. Now, I want to cover some of the good news first, and then we'll cover some of the stuff that you have to be careful of. Over the past 2 weeks, Bitcoin ETF applications have been coming in: BlackRock, Invesco, WisdomTree, crypto custody services like NASDAQ and Deutsche Bank. We have crypto exchanges, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Citadel, all going in and making an exchange that has been working in the background. Soros Fund says crypto is here to stay. So a lot of big companies getting into crypto. This is kind of what I saw a few years ago when I saw crypto to start to move up. I saw so many people positioning themselves and being very bullish on crypto. And at that point, I didn't really understand crypto all that well at the beginning of the last bull run. But I saw all these pieces coming together, and I thought, man, I really have to start paying attention to this and put my time and energy into understanding it, because there's something going on here. And I think you can kind of see that happening now. Hopefully we've had enough time to understand it well, which I think a lot of us do. But you can see the puzzle pieces coming together. You can see the overall picture. And we have more news now today. $5 trillion French asset manager Celsius to offer crypto custody services. So they want to get in on it too. And France's second largest bank, Crédit Agricole, to offer Bitcoin custody as well. Now, the IMF is also talking about crypto in general. And we know that they've been pretty bearish on crypto. They obviously want to control governments through debt. And this is kind of a risk to them, crypto overall. They did an article, or at least a couple people that have access to the IMF website published this article. So it might not be the official view of the IMF, but they go over CBDCs and crypto. And there are some things that I think they're pushing people toward CBDCs. They want to control as much as possible. And they're saying that crypto technology should be used and should be adopted. But I think they're saying that to basically push people to CBDCs, basically saying that there are issues with Bitcoin and with stable coins and with other crypto, but the technology is good. However, they did say a couple interesting things. They say effective adoption of stablecoin crypto assets set to have a stable price relative to a specified asset can also pose challenges, as demonstrated by Meta's pilot project. It would have allowed users in the US and Guatemala to make domestic and cross-border payments without fees through its digital wallet, the Novi. While potentially reducing costs of cross-border payments, the project also posed the risk of domestic currency substitution in Guatemala. It was wound down due to Western regulatory pushback against Meta's expansion into cryptocurrencies. What's interesting is they give some of the pros, but they don't really give any negatives. They say that posed the risk of domestic currency substitution. I don't know if that's really a risk that's going to be the case, because a lot of these countries are just inflating their own currencies. That's not really the stablecoin's fault. That's what they're trying to solve, basically. Give people access to the US dollar, essentially, because these are pegged to the US dollar, but have better cross-border payment solutions. So they talk about the adoption of stablecoins, but they don't really give any reason not to use them here. It's Guatemala's fault, really, for having this issue in the first place, and a lot of other countries too. We're seeing Argentina, the Bitcoin to the Argentinian peso hit all-time highs because they continue to have inflation there. That'd be crazy to say that's Bitcoin's fault that it's replacing the peso. Now, they talk about crypto specifically. They say crypto assets present risks that can vary by country circumstances. The IMF has provided guidance on key elements of an appropriate policy response to mitigate the risks while also harnessing the potential benefits of the technology innovation associated with crypto assets. If well designed, CBDCs can strengthen the usability, resiliency, and efficiency of payment system and increase financial inclusion in LAC. They say while a few countries have completely banned crypto assets given their risks, this approach may not be effective in the long run. The region should instead focus on addressing the drivers of crypto demand, including citizens' unmet digital payment needs, and on improving transparency by recording crypto asset transactions in national statistics. So they're not completely against crypto now. And in the past, they have given countries kind of an ultimatum. If they wanted help, if they wanted loans, they would have to step away from crypto, essentially. Now it sounds like they're not necessarily doing that. Kind of an interesting pivot from the IMF. Maybe it's because they know that they have to get on the right side of change, or maybe it's because they're trying to push people to CBDCs, basically saying, hey, you can use a technology, just do it in a controlled manner with a CBDC. So we'll have to watch that carefully. I don't think they have our best interests in mind, so be careful with the IMF. We also have news of Brazil's largest bank, $2 trillion Itaú, joining National Association to defend Bitcoin and crypto. We will actively contribute to its development. I'm kind of curious what this means exactly, but any kind of large bank, I think, getting in will push the overall industry forward. And we have to be careful, right? We don't want them to get all our Bitcoin, but I think big money is coming. Now, we also got some big news from Coinbase. The U.S. Supreme Court rules for Coinbase in its bid to halt court proceedings as company seeks to move customer litigation into arbitration. Now, as I understand this, and I actually put in a call to my dad. He has not returned it yet, but he is a lawyer himself. Just to clarify this, but it sounds like they're basically taking this out of court and using an arbitrator or someone to negotiate between the two different parties on what to do moving forward. So it sounds like this is progressing. This is a big win for Coinbase. The judge basically said, hey, you can just do this on your own. We don't need a court for this. Now, that's good news, but let's move over to some of the not so great news. Prime Trust has shortfall of its customer funds, the Nevada regulator says. We talked about this yesterday, and Prime Trust then stopped withdrawals and deposits, and they work with Binance US. They work with TUSD, which TUSD is one of the larger cryptocurrencies out there, one of the larger stable coins out there. It's called True USD, and they are the 22nd largest cryptocurrency. They have a market cap of $3.14 billion. And now there's some drama with TUSD. TUSD said they had no exposure to Prime Trust, but they send users this email saying no more mint and redeem due to Prime Trust. They're pushing basically everyone to go over to Binance, and Binance is pushing for a zero-fee trade with TUSD. The regulator said that Prime Trust was insolvent and unable to meet user deposits. So they probably know something that we don't. The Nevada does, Nevada regulators. I would be careful. If you have any TUSD, if you have any of their associated cryptocurrencies, I would probably try to get rid of it at this point. It's still holding peg, but maybe that's because people can't actually redeem, or some people are having a hard time trading. I'm not exactly sure. I'm surprised that it's holding as well as it is, but I would try to get out, transfer it to something like Binance or Binance US, and try to have any kind of trading pair that can get you out of it. Now, Binance US in general is a little bit weird right now too. I'd be careful out there. They are not holding their prices at market price right now. So when we go to CoinGecko, Bitcoin's at 30,150. Bitcoin on Binance US is 29,232. That is not close to the right price. When we look at Matic, we're at 64 cents. Compare that over here, 66 cents. Tether, USDT, 96.9 cents. Seems like people are willing to sell at a discount to get out of these assets. I don't like the look of this. This makes me a little bit nervous. I personally, you can see how much I have on the platform. Let's see. Let's go back to the homepage here. $4.71. That's what I have left on the platform. So I've taken everything out except for some dust because I do not want to keep any crypto on the platform right now. It seems a little bit risky at this point with everything that's coming out against Binance. So I think it's just better to take it off, put it on cold storage. I do have links to Trezor underneath the video as well in case you're looking for some kind of digital currency crypto wallet. I think Trezor's a great place to put your crypto. Of course, there's Ledger too. That's probably okay as well. They had a little bit of drama recently, but honestly, I think they're fine because it's an opt-in service. But just be careful out there. Make sure you're careful when transferring the crypto. Be careful of the scam commenters. I think there's a good amount of news this week that has been really positive for crypto. And there's definitely been some bad news, but it's mostly just you need to be careful. And at this point in the cycle, right? You do not want to have survived all this time in crypto throughout the bear market, avoiding every single exchange that has gone down, or maybe just having some of your crypto taken away, right? Make it through this entire time and then just do something stupid, or leave your crypto on exchange when you really should take it off, because things are heating up. I don't want to guarantee anything, but I think if you're in cryptocurrency right now, in a year or 2 years, you're going to be a very happy person that you have stuck through. Now, let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.